You know, Iowa's just one of those places that grows some very big bucks. And it has a very unique application process for people out of state trying to get an archery tag. Well, after 3 years, I finally drew mine. So I called up my friend Steve Stoltz and was heading down to his Iowa farm to hunt these giant bucks during the rut.
Rooster! Boy, we got a tail on that rooster.
Passion for the Hunt is brought to you by Shields, Crestliner Boats, Travel Manitoba, Federal Premium Ammunition, North Dakota Tourism, Primo's Hunting.
Well, I'm just packing a few things up before I head out for Iowa and wanted to share a few of the essential items that I like to put in my pack. A few things are hangers. I like to have hangers for my fanny pack, backpack, my bow. I like to have a swivel arm for my bow, obviously a hoist rope. I also like to carry an extra safety strap just in case I forget mine in the truck. I've always got one in my pack so I can stay safe while I'm up in the tree. I carry a saw and a nippers just in case there's some branches you want to get rid of. Obviously, rangefinder, binoculars, calls, any sort of calls that make sense for the time of year that you're out there hunting, whether it's grunt call, rattling antlers, doe bleat. And one decision you have to make when you're going out hunting is the camo pattern that you're going to wear. Now, Shields Outfitters has this exclusive West River camo. This is the darker version here. And this parka right here is the lighter camo, which I find works really well after the leaves have fallen. If you think about it, the deer are going to be looking up at you and what they're going to see is primarily skyline when the leaves are off the tree. So this helps blend in really well. Plus what I like about it, number one, it's really quiet. It's microfiber, it's really quiet to wear. And then what I like to do is actually put my safety harness on the inside. There's a nice little opening here right behind, which allows your strap to come out, hooks up to the tree and stays out of the way and allows you to move freely.
We're sitting down in a stand we call Hot Hollow. It's down in the bottom between a couple of these ravines and surrounded by doe bedding areas. We've got a lot of good standing crops down to the south, and with any luck we're going to get some deer to filter back through here, check some of these doe bedding areas, and hopefully walk within 50 yards of the tree. You know, we haven't seen a mature buck yet, but it's just a matter of time before one shows up here in Iowa. Big one. That would be the buck that Steve calls no ones. Probably the biggest buck on the farm. That's on trail camera. He just came off this ridge and I mean he was close, 50, 60 yards at the closest, but just worked his way up there. It looks like he's smelling around, looking for a doe.
Well, after seeing no ones right away that morning, it seemed like the hills were just covered with bucks searching for does.
Well, we are approaching the middle of the day, and we're gonna hop down, grab a quick bite to eat, and make a slight adjustment this afternoon. Hop into a stand a few hundred yards from here. Most of the deer activity we're seeing has been on the east side of the farm, so we're gonna hop into a stand more towards where they're gonna come out and feed tonight, and we're gonna be in the timber travel corridor. So excited to hop back in the stand because there's been constant deer activity all morning, and I've seen 2 bucks that were shooters. Gonna be exciting tonight. Get back in the tree.
When you've logged hours building trust in your gear, you've really built trust in the most important tool in your arsenal, yourself. Are you ready?
Excitement on the way in. Another new buck. He's a little busted up. He's definitely been fighting. You know, figure we'll let him go. Grow another year. Let's get into the tree. Steve, there's another buck coming up the bottom. He's smelling us. Coming this way. A little bit of fun on the way in. We spotted that one literally 5 seconds after the first one ran up the ridge. This one was coming down the creek, and you know, we're trying to stand still and get a gauge of how big he was. And he's not very wide, but he was tall. He had some non-typical, you know, character to him. And yeah, I had him at probably about 55, 60 yards and decided to just let that one go too. We're gonna get up in the tree here and see if we can't find ourselves a little bit bigger buck here in Iowa. We just tried to get up into the tree as quickly as we could. Then I'm standing at the base of the tree and we had another one come by. So it was quite the adventure coming in. We had 3 2.5-year-olds all within 60 yards. The bucks are on their feet today. The temperature is right at the freezing point, around 32 degrees. And they're definitely up, checking these bedding areas, running the ridges, cruising, looking for does. So it should be a fun night. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
That's the non-typical one.
Couple more nice bucks cruising around. A lot of 2.5-year-olds this afternoon. Sun slowly starting to dip down. I thought this non-typical, and this, I think he's almost a 10. I thought they were gonna tussle a little bit of posturing, asserting dominance, working their way up the hill now. It has been eventful. That's a good sign. A couple of does sneaking through first thing in the morning. The wind switched around, so we actually moved up the ridge from where we were sitting yesterday morning, which this is where all the buck activity was. So we got the right wind to be up here. And if today is anything like yesterday, we're gonna have some fun. I don't know how many deer we saw. Probably 20 plus bucks, different bucks. The rut action was hot and heavy. Today's gonna be a touch warmer, which should continue that rut cycle and really have deer up on their feet all day again. Bluebird sky. Can actually see the sun today, so that'll be nice. Be on our toes here, wait for a big buck to walk by. What do you think?
Do you think it is? Should I shoot him?
Yeah, hold on.
I don't know the range now. I don't have them. Well, that happened quick. Pretty nice 10-pointer. Came walking right along the trail here. I couldn't decide whether or not to shoot him. I got thoughts of no ones dancing around in my head. I mean, that's a once-in-a-lifetime buck for sure, but I think I may have made a mistake there, letting that one pass. I think it might be that same 10-pointer from yesterday morning. But
Not if no one's walked by.
not if no one's walks by, yeah. You never know. You just never know what's going to show up. It's been fairly slow since the first half hour of light, and he just came cruising through, you know, checking these bedding areas for does. Sit tight and, yeah, see what else is wandering around this morning.
If you think there's nothing new in ground blinds, the new Double Bull Surround View is about to prove you wrong.
What's up?
I'm Will Primo. What do you think about this?
Man, this is nice.
This is exclusive one-way see-through walls.
I'm at a loss for words.
I couldn't see y'all in here.
Look back there. You would never have seen that. It's a blind without a blind spot.
It's really like you're not even hunting in a blind.
The Double Bull Surround View blind. Download the app and see it for yourself from Primo's.
If you're looking for something that you can range anything with in any situation, look no further than the Bushnell LRF. You got high-end glass optics with multi-coated lenses, and the light transmission is, bar none, the best in the business.
We're just on our way out of the woods and came across this 10-pointer. It looks like the same one from this morning. Tending a doe, and he actually just got up and bred her. That's a pretty rare sight there in the deer woods. Pretty neat. So we're gonna ease on out of here and go get into another stand for the evening. Warm up for a half hour here. And it's one less doe we have to worry about, and maybe we'll get our eyes on a nice mature buck tonight. Well, it's another beautiful morning here in Iowa. It's about 18 degrees, and we are tucked into some security cover. This is just beautiful. We've got a beat-down trail about 30 yards away. The does should be filtering in here mid-morning, coming in here to bed. And the bucks will just cruise these ridges, scent checking, seeing if there's any receptive does bedded up in here. So turkeys all around us calling. Sun's gonna be up today. It's gonna warm up. It's gonna be the warmest it's been in probably a week or more. Southerly flow. Last time we had a south wind, there were deer running everywhere, so let's hope we have a repeat of that and get a shooter in close. Mid-morning rut action. Does came running in and heard the grunt. You never know, it could have been a giant. But just another 1.5 old chasing some does through. We're in the nursery. We're in the nursery. Steve brought me to the nursery. Oh, that's good. I mean, we got plenty of does around, and that's why we're here. You know, it's a doe bedding area. We just need a big one to show up. Well, that happened quick. That was a nice 2.5-year-old 8-point missing a Palatine. Another borderline shooter. Just really trying to get at least a 3.5-year-old buck in close, just like that. Put a shot on him, but man, getting quick. He's just checking these areas, looking for does. That was a 25-yard shot. Would have been perfect. Circled all the way around me. Whew.
North Dakota's hunting and fishing is some of the best in the nation. The birds are flying, the fish are biting, tails are wagging, and you're smiling just thinking about it. Plan your visit at NorthDakotaLegendary.com.
Last morning for my Iowa hunt here, and it's a beautiful morning. It's about 25 degrees, and we lost pretty much all the snow yesterday. It got up to around 50. So we've got a southeast wind this morning. We're back in Hot Hollow, and this is where I saw the No One's buck, and there's been a lot of activity through here, and hopefully this morning we can get it done. Big buck checking a doe, bumping does, cruising cruising by. We're ready for them. Come on, come down the hill. He's just following that doe. Came in pretty quick. There, we ended up having a little doe fawn here, and he decided he was more interested in her. That was close, very close. Well, we started off relatively slow this morning, and things are really picking up. We now have a consistent southeasterly wind. And what these deer are doing is they're cruising the bases of these ridges. You can kind of see them behind me. And all they're doing is scent checking up there. So now that we have this consistent wind, does are starting to move around, the bucks are starting to move around. Matter of time before one comes close enough to us for a shot.
You know, since it was the last day of my hunt, I decided that I definitely better sit in the tree all day. Steve had to go take care of some stuff, so I was self-filming. And wouldn't you know, middle of the day, here comes no one's. He's off in the distance, working his way along a ridge. And I thought, you know what? He's not coming my direction, so I'm gonna give him a couple grunt calls and see if I can't get him a little bit closer to the stand.
I guess that might be how this hunt's gonna end. One more encounter. With the no one's buck. And right now he's no one's buck. 60 yards. Standing in the bottom, absolutely no shot. Heartbreaking. Amazing deer. Wow.
You know, when you're hunting free range, fair chase whitetails, even if you're in Iowa, you know it's not a guarantee. And I went down there and hunted for 5 days and was really holding out for the biggest buck on the farm, the no one's buck. And unfortunately it didn't come together, but man, the time I spent in the woods, the stuff I learned, the things I saw, I mean, so many different bucks, a lot of very cool rut activity, things that I've never seen before. And so leaving this hunt without a trophy isn't a big deal. I got to spend time with friends. I got to see a lot of very cool things in the woods and really just enjoy my time in the tree. So for me, this is a successful hunt.
Passion for the Hunt was brought to you by Shields, Crestliner Boats, Travel Manitoba, Federal Premium Ammunition, North Dakota Tourism, Primo's Hunting,